Hi, my name is Nathan. I go by Peteparker, and I do comic book reviews every week so that I can continue buying comic books because that is the rule at my house. This is going to be a review of Venom number 2. This is volume 2 for those of you that are checking that out and keeping track of that. It's written by Rick Remender and drawn by Tony Moore. This is the second in the series, hence numbered number 2. And basically this is what happens in it. Flash Thompson has taken over the Venom symbiote for the U.S. government, and he's going on these missions that they believe only he can do, or whoever, a soldier can do with this symbiote, with special skills and abilities needed to pull off these capers or whatever. In this one, he finds himself in the Savage Land, trying to blow up a vibranium mine, I think, some kind of mine. They don't really get to it in the actual story. They talk about it briefly, but they don't actually get to it. And the whole story isn't wrapped up in this one, so it's probably going to carry over to the next. And while he's down in the Savage Land, for some reason he runs into Kraven the Hunter, who I thought was dead from the last storyline that he was in with his daughter or whatever. I didn't, but you know, then again, I didn't read that, or that's just what I had heard. Maybe it's just his daughter who died, or his son, or something. But I thought he had remained dead, and apparently he's alive again, or it's a very good duplicate in the Savage Land. And he's riding around on a Velociraptor, maybe an orange one, and trying to hunt down Venom to get Venom to kill him, which is kind of interesting. He desires the spider to kill him so that he'll stay dead. He even talks about his multiple deaths, and he is so crazy in this whole thing. There's a little bit of story about Betty Brant back home, Flash Thompson's girlfriend, who he's been kind of lying to and not telling her that he's off on these secret military missions with aliens and in the Savage Land and stuff. She's kind of had enough of his BS and is trying to ditch him. And then in the end of the story, Flash almost loses the symbiote right before the two-day mark. 48 hours, I guess, is right when the symbiote's going to bond with him permanently. So right before that happens, these giant bats give off sonic emissions, and the symbiote runs away, but then it comes back to him and tells him that they're going to do whatever they need to do to stay together. I think the biggest payoff in the entire story, because that's all kind of inconsequential and kind of neat, there's a decent amount of goriness from Tony Moore's style, is the very end where somebody is monitoring Flash Thompson in the Savage Land, some person in the shadows, and they want to send somebody after Flash to kill him because he screwed up their whole deal in the first issue. And so this is the guy that volunteers right there. Pretty cool. That's Jack-o'-lantern. That's what he looks like after he had his face blown up by Venom in the first issue. So I guess those are lasting repercussions, huh? Tony Moore's art is awesome as usual. If you look right here, there's a really good picture of Kraven the Hunter's face and the sweat on his brow. That's a really good depiction of Tony Moore's general art. And then there's also another good scene where Flash is pulling a spear out of his leg, and I couldn't tell at first because I thought just the point was in there, but if you look back at the other panel, it's like all the way down there into the stick, and he pulls it all the way out, which is amazing that he got hit in the leg, like the upper thigh area, which is all he has left of his legs. Imagine that's, I mean, you got a large portion of your leg that doesn't have anything in there but symbiote, and you had to get freaking huge stab right through the thigh. That's a big bummer, and he's pretty tough for pulling it out. I don't know if the symbiote helps in that kind of situation or not. So all in all, it was a good book. It's not great, I don't think. I like the art, but I didn't love it in this one. I usually think it's pretty excellent. And it's probably a combination of things is why I didn't think it was great. First of all, I don't really care for Kraven the Hunter, and having him randomly in the Savage Land with, like, after what had happened before, what I had heard had happened before. Maybe I'm way off and I'm missing something and that could have caused it, but that was kind of unappealing. And then there's no real resolution to this one part, like his situation with Betty isn't resolved, the situation with the Hunter isn't resolved, the situation with him and going to the mine and blowing it up, that's not resolved either. So, like, not a lot really got resolved at the end. All you really got was that the symbiote said that it's not going to leave him, which I didn't know that was a possibility in the past. So, I don't know, it was good. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 because I don't think it's absolutely necessary to read. If you're following this whole thing, you could have read the first one and you probably could read the third one and you'd be alright without missing this one. The cover's pretty awesome, though. I'm really glad that I own that cover. So, that's it. 3 out of 5. Check it out if you want to. If not, whatever. You've heard enough from me here. So, you can check out my other reviews on YouTube under Spidey207, or you can look at iFanboy for Peteparker, and the same for Comic Vine and Marvel Database. That's where I post all these things. So, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.